Hello and welcome to Stockholm, Sweden, where we arrived on a grey, rainy day after an overnight flight from Iceland. We explored some of Stockholm's central historical district, some old buildings, whatever we could wander in for free. We spotted a Viking ship. Europe has giant bumblebees. Desperately needing coffee, we ended up at this fantastic little cafe. Great food, coffee, and a lovely waitress we had a nice chat with. It was then time to see what Scandi fashion is all about. We browsed a bunch of cool stores, including lifestyle, vintage, and of course, an IKEA, when in Sweden. We had a little snack at Scandi's takeaway chain Max, which was really good, and then accidentally passed out for the rest of the evening. Never fear, we were up early the next morning to head to this famous bakery to try their cardamom bun pastries and drinks. Ate these in the sun surrounded by little birdies, which was lovely, and then we were off on e-scooters. This is the only footage I managed to get before having to hold on to the one and only ABBA Museum, a dream come true for me. And this was spectacular. Interactive, fun. It covered the history of the band, their key moments, and had copies of all their records, costumes, props from the movie, everything you could ever want. Honestly, this was the best thing we did in Sweden, so definitely make time for it if you go. With some goodies, we headed for a walk to this place. This was a recommendation from our friend Sophie. This was gorgeous. It's a beautiful garden where you can get a fresh cooked lunch and eat it amongst the plants out in the open. Such a good recommendation and such a nice way to unwind. There was a couple of gift and ice cream shops here as well. We then jumped on some e-bikes and rode around the rest of the museum island. In Stockholm, all of the museums are located on this island in the middle of the city. The scenery is stunning and it's such a nice place to just hang out. They also have museums on everything, and I mean everything. The Vasa Museum came up as a thing to do in Stockholm, and it's basically a museum that tells the story of this Gothic ship that was built and sunk in the Stockholm harbour and managed to be preserved because of all the salt in the water. It was pretty cool to see.
It feels like something out of Pirates of the Caribbean.
For dinner, we went to the famous Meatballs for the People, which was very overrated. I think we could have got better literally anywhere else. After dinner, we found this buzzing rooftop bar and headed up here to watch the sunset and for a drink along with the rest of Stockholm. It ended up being a really fun night. The next morning, we were back to our favourite cafe before heading to a flea market. We had a bit of a wander here, looking at all the treasures. We jumped on a ferry through Stockholm's fjords to a little island called Fjaderholmarna. Apologies if I am mispronouncing that. It is an island which is a little creative community. Lots of artists have set up their studios there. It's also a beautiful spot for a walk and a swim. We went for a swim in this calm little bay, not a wave to be seen, except for the one that came out of absolutely nowhere and drenched all of our stuff. We were in the water and could just helplessly watch as all our stuff got covered. I am on a little island in Sweden and we went for a swim and a big wave came and covered all our stuff. And this bag got soaked, and it is a $7 Uniqlo knockoff bag from Kmart. And the outside got all wet, the strap is all wet, but the inside stayed dry, keeping my phone, Kindle and power bank dry. And I am so impressed. So $7 Uniqlo Kmart dupe is so worth it. Back in Stockholm, we headed out for pizza and wine for our last dinner in Sweden. This is supposed to be the best matcha in Helsinki, so let's give it a go. After trying potentially the best matcha of my life, we headed to the Helsinki Central Market to try their local salmon soup, which was actually really good. We then wandered the dock area, checking out some pretty churches, old buildings. We went into an old library that was absolutely gorgeous inside. Just wandering the streets and getting a feel for Finland. It was a beautiful sunny day. We really lucked out. The sexy geese of Finland. How good are city parks? Build one of these, Gold Coast. As it was such a beautiful day, we were actually able to swim at this little beach here, which was gorgeous. After that, funnily enough, the weather turned and started raining. We were able to browse some thrift stores, including Relove, which had a little cafe inside where we demolished this cardamom lemon poppy seed cake. We browsed this area as there were a bunch of secondhand and vintage stores. What is that? Robo grocery deliverer? Finland snack haul.
Hashtag Finland national dish.
Good morning, Finland. The next morning I set off by myself for a wander as Harry was having a sleep-in. There's this good-looking person up here. Also, the coffee has been really decent in Europe this time. So I don't know if they've just progressed in their coffee style in 2 years, or it's just Scandinavia does good coffee compared to the rest of Europe. Also, there's oat milk available everywhere. When I came 2 years ago, I struggled to find soy. So this is a big non-denominational church. This looks fun. And this is the outside of the Modern Art Museum, which supposedly has a good gift shop, so I want to check that out. It's unique, I'll give them that. Here we are. this sexy library. For real though, the big library in the centre of Helsinki is the coolest I've ever seen. There was 3D printers, sewing machines, vinyl printers, photo printers, musical instruments you could hire and studios to play them in, board games. They had a Nintendo 64 set up which I played for a while. Just honestly, you could live here with how much there was inside. This place must get packed when it's cold and snowy in winter. You could even get a buffet lunch for about €13, including coffee. This is the Atlas Pool and Sauna Complex, which we visited later today. This carriage of the Ferris wheel is actually a sauna in the sky. We caught the ferry across the bay to an island called Suomenlinna. This was used as an old military fortress and base. There wasn't much to do here but walk around the ruins, and there were a couple of war museums. We actually had the most fun in an old historical pub having a absolutely delicious rum and coke. Hello, I just slayed at darts. We finished off our night and our time in Helsinki by heading to a wine bar called Apotek that was an old pharmacy and still retained that charm. I wanted to go here and it happened to be across the road from our hotel, which was awesome, and we whiled away the night here. Helsinki was awesome and there's definitely more to see, so I hope to be back another time. Next we leave Scandinavia and head to the Baltics, so stay tuned for that video coming soon. Oh yeah, look at the robo delivery driver go.